Hello and welcome. Adel here with Web3 TV. We're live coming at you at the Future Blockchain Summit. I've got a special guest with me, Muhammad Salman Anjum with Invoicemate. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for being part of the show. So tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're here at the Future Blockchain Summit exhibiting here.
Right, I'm in the space of blockchain. Rather, I'm breathing blockchain for last 7 years. I won't call myself OG, but still, for the enterprise blockchain, yeah, that is the case. Working with PricewaterhouseCoopers as a trainer for fintech and blockchain relevant projects. So now, couple of years back, I realized that there is a need of a legit use case of blockchain in enterprises. So a lot of Ponzi schemes and a lot of lame uses has been done and dusted. So since 2 years, we've been building this platform of invoicing, which is obviously powered by blockchain and solving the real pain point of the industry, which is the fraud relevant issues in the invoicing ecosystem.
Okay, very nice. And how is it? I think that's a great use case and a great service that you're giving to the Web3 community, firstly. How is it that you're solving fraud using blockchain?
Right. So what blockchain does is, first of all, every technology has some core proposition. Like AI is basically used for the efficiency enhancement. Blockchain is basically to do the integrity of the data. And also the exchange of the data is also very important when it is happening on a blockchain relevant platform. It's also having a layer of pseudonymous layer. So blockchain is bringing single source of truth layer, and we have also additional layer of AI or machine learning. For example, if the average invoicing is around $20,000, any invoice financing application coming for $50,000 means a trigger in our system. Any fraudulent activity happening in the trail of the invoice, blockchain will trigger it as a yellow flag in our system. So both blockchain and AI come together and bring this extreme value of fraud prevention for this ecosystem of invoice financing.
Very good. So, what sort of clients have you partnered with that are using InvoiceMate as part of their day to day or for invoicing?
Right. Our target persona is basically micro and small businesses. The reason being, corporates and medium-sized businesses, they have access to the formal credit. The problem is always with the micro and small businesses. It's not entirely the fault of the banks or financing institutions or the lenders that they don't trust on the SMEs or they don't trust on the documentation of SMEs. It's partially the fault of the MSMEs as well. They don't have formalized business practices, they don't have audited financials. So here comes InvoiceMate. It gives them an easy digital inclusion tool like an invoice management system where they can onboard their invoicing data, which is the simplest form of data. And that data then can take them to their from digital inclusion to financial inclusion. So the banks which are partnered with us, the lenders which are partnered with us, they trust on this blockchain powered trail of the invoice, the transactions, and we call it KYI, know your invoice. So there is a KYC, everyone knows about that. So we take it to one next step, KYI. So
How does KYI differ from KYT?
yeah, it's a bit similar, but T is only for the transaction. Then there has to be an instrument of invoice. The difference is that look, KYI is a KYT plus. It is first of all KYT, and then instrument of invoice also gets into a immutability and into a. The reason being is invoices in the accounting systems are kept in the asset class, but no bank or lender generally trust it, and it's like the least like a lending product in the portfolio. We are basically verifying, validating, giving trust to that instrument of invoice.
Indeed. When you say instrument of invoice, maybe for the audience who
Yeah.
may not know very well what that means, if you could break it down, because you mean is it like a identifier of the invoice? Is that what you mean?
Right. Invoice is basically a backbone of any accounting system or financial system of a business. You do invoice to your clients that okay, I have given you this service or product, and I need now my payment. This is the credentials of the transaction, and this is the instrument of invoice. Based on this instrument, you have to pay me in advance on at on a cash basis, or maybe in future after 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. Similarly, you receive the invoice payable from your like vendors. So it's a two-way traffic. So you are having invoice receivable for your invoices to so for your amounts to collect from the clients, and you have invoice payables to give money to your vendors and suppliers. So this is an instrument which is a backbone of accounting system. It is also an instrument which can be used for a off-balance sheet credit, a formal credit. So until now, there was no way to verify or validate it easily. Like yes, there are agencies, there are banks who are doing the due diligence on the instrument of invoice, but it takes them 20 days, 12 days. We are minimizing it down to the level of they can do it through smart contracts in a 2 minutes time.
Wow. Thank you for that explanation. So tell me a little bit about here, Invoice Messenger.
Yeah.
That looks like an interesting feature. Tell me how that works.
Right. It has two propositions. The invoice messenger. Number one, a lot of like small businesses they send their invoices by WhatsApp, receive invoices by WhatsApp, emails. This is the standard, generally the standard format. We have within the InvoiceMate, it's a complete ecosystem for them, from the creation, tracking, payment, financing, down to the like this messenger. So within the messenger, they can send their invoices to the clients, or they can receive from their clients as their own invoice payable. Another feature is that they can also add the digital link for the invoices and send them to their clients. So it's a very effective tool. We call it Invoice Me or Pay My Invoice kind of a thing. So it's a messenger which is a replacement, so they don't have to go out and do their invoicing in the WhatsApp or some other like messenger app or maybe email. Within this InvoiceMate, they have this messenger, and they can get the follow-ups on their payments, because a lot of time gets wasted when you are sending invoice. It's not always coming on time. Yes. So you have to follow up with the other party. This is the messenger, you can do it far more effectively.
And is this messenger decentralized, or you have to provide your information?
That's the beauty of it, that again, it is powered by the blockchain. So any information correspondence happen in this, because again, in business world, a lot of people back out their words. Even if they have done it on a WhatsApp, they will delete it, or they will do some other things. With this messenger, the entire information is kept in the blockchain, so there is a trail of the correspondence as well. So this helps for the reconciliation, this helps to keep the trusted layer going on between the two parties.
That's nice. That's really good. That's very secure and very assuring for both parties. I'm curious to also, following up on your points raised, are you also providing any escrow services with smart contracts involved? Because I know invoicing is one thing, but what if you haven't delivered, because invoicing is when you've already delivered. But what if you want a system whereby you'll only pay when they deliver?
Look, this is the ultimate aim, to be the Google of invoicing. So we can cover all these facets or these nitty-gritties around the invoices. That's why we call it InvoiceMate. So anything relevant to the invoicing world, we can cover that. But look, we don't want to like jump into the every sphere right now. It's still a very comprehensive app. In future, we can go with the escrow thing. And also, we are a fintech. Fintech needs some time in the market to build up a trust. Escrows cannot be happening without an element of a trust. So yes, we do have a layer of blockchain, but still it's in like a infancy stage for the adoption in the global world. So we want to first build up the trust on our app or our overall proposition, and gradually bring this escrow layer, gradually bring this like verification and validation layer, move forward and give it to the world.
Understood. Thank you so much for your time, Salman. That was a great explanation. I think we would all find this very useful and insightful to use as a use case when it comes to businesses and both retailers. So, any final remarks you'd like to say for the Web3 community?
Yeah, I would like to add something, that been in the space for 7 years. I've seen a lot of people coming up with the white papers, researches, ideas. tokens, and then they try to build up some kind of a business on top of that. We we are doing it in a completely reverse manner. So we have started with the business, onboarding the actual clients, users, and then we'll bring the token layer or the Web3 layer. So I would suggest, like many of the founders in the Web3 space, let's not jump directly into the token side or DeFi side. Let's build up the utility of your proposition. Walk with the C5 world for like few miles, and then bring those C5 users on DeFi platform or Web3 platform. That's a practical transition.
Yes.
If you want them to make a giant leap and directly coming into the space of Web3, in my experience of last 7 years, it has not happened. And I'm not seeing it happening another 7 years if this will be the approach of all of the Web3 players. We have to, like, it's a change management basically. We have to bring them to us by walking few miles with them, and then they gradually will see the other side of the value proposition, and they will also walk with us the next miles.
Understood. I think that's a fair transition. I think that's a fair point to raise. You shouldn't go for giant leaps, go for incremental changes.
Yes.
Agreed.
Indeed.
Salman, thank you so much for this insightful interview.
It's a pleasure, and looking forward for everyone to stay connected, and you guys can follow us on the different social handles and stay updated.
Stay updated, that's right. Guys, this is Web3 TV. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.